Hi everybody, I am coming to you from Sedona. Needed to come up and recharge and be able to breathe. I've had a lot of people ask me specific questions, and today I'm going to try and answer some of the specific questions that I get a lot. Most of the time, I would say I can answer one-on-one, but I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time to answer all the emails and questions, so I thought I would just try and squish it into a video for everybody. The biggest question right now seems to be empath. What are the signs of an empath, or how do I cope with being an empath, or how to express the emotions of an empath, because empaths are all emotion. We can pick up on emotions of others. We can pick up on emotions and different vibrations from places, and it all comes into our emotional center. Now, I'm still learning how to clear and recharge and learn learn the distinct patterns that are mine and the patterns of something else that I'm picking up. It's very confusing for an empath because we get overloaded really quickly, and we have to really sit with what we're feeling sometimes, because a lot of times it's not clear what we're feeling, and the information that we're taking on sometimes is somebody else's that we may be close to or came in contact with, or who knows, because it's so easy to pick up stuff from other people. But the key for me was, I found out I was very emotionless growing up, meaning I was not allowed to show emotion. I grew up in the age where, seen, not heard, and it was hard to establish what my definitions of expressing feelings were. What was anger to me? What was frustration? What was, sadness, sorrow? What was joy? What was all of these simple things that should be simple to explain and describe growing up were like a mush ball. That's because like a big mush ball in my body, and it was hard for me to articulate as a little kid what I actually was feeling, because the emotions were sometimes really strong and overwhelming, and sometimes the emotions were shoved down, and sometimes I avoided them altogether. So as an adult, I've kind of gone through this purging process from 2007 all the way up to today, of just purging things that were in my emotional center, in my emotional body, and trying to gain clarity on what my feelings are. So as a 41-year-old woman, I can articulate my feelings very well, but if they're not mine, I have a hard time. I have a hard time deciphering what's the code. What's the code for what I'm feeling? A lot of people think that empaths are psychics, and that's two different things, but for me, I kind of am at a point where I'm using all of my gifts, and it's different for everybody. But if you don't process your own emotional stuff that's blocking your centers, then you're going to stay stagnant and stuck in that one spot. Now, we're energetic beings. So if you have emotion and blockages and all of these things going on, then it's hard for the energy to flow. Meaning, you're not going to have very much clarity on what's going on. You're just going to feel like a big mud pie. That's the best way to put it. So I've learned to articulate my feelings a little bit more. I've purged for years the things that from childhood on that needed to be purged, looked at, and understood. It's kind of like my own coding and mapping of what the imprint or the plan is to myself. So if you were building a house and you had the plans out in front of you, you would know this is the bedroom, this is the whatever, this is the that, and the blah, blah, blah. So it's like you're gridding your own emotional center. So I'm learning, if I feel a certain way and I'm speaking to somebody and it brings up certain feelings from that time frame, then I know emotionally as an empath that that person has had that experience as well. Did you get that? I could be talking to someone, it would bring up an emotion from a certain time period. Let's say when my mother passed away. If I start to feel that emotion of my mother and mother passing away, and I'm speaking to someone else, then I automatically know they've had that experience, meaning their mother has passed. If I talk to someone who brings up a childhood feeling for me, then I know that they can relate to that childhood feeling because empathically I'm feeling the connection, and it's showing me my own feelings, but it's not. It's a similar connection with the other person that I'm talking to. Now, I hope this makes sense, because it really is confusing to a lot of people about empaths. Yes, we're like the Green Mile if you're a physical empath, meaning you can take on somebody else's feelings in your own body, and they seem to be your feelings, and you get stuck in it. And a lot of people with, yes, I'm going to say it, fibromyalgia, have this stuff going on in their body because they're very sensitive nervous system, and their nervous system is also empathic. And their system gets run down and clogged. So their bodies have all of this pain and suffering inside of it. And a lot of doctors, all they can do is tell you medication. Yeah, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And I was told I was going to be in a wheelchair at 30. I'm not in any wheelchair, because they didn't design my destiny, I did. Anyway, so a lot of things that go on with your physical body, phantom symptoms and things like that, can be misunderstood and carried for years in your own physical vessel. So I'm in Sedona. People were walking around trying to make a video about empaths. But the key thing for me to say about learning if you're an empath and how to control it and how to heal and how to, determine your patterns and your gridding of that emotional gift. Go through your own emotions and your own life, your history, because you know it better than anyone. And learn to express what you didn't get to express and what needs to be heard for you. And figure out a way to let that go. Every morning I meditate, I pray. I take salt baths. I come to Sedona and I recharge. I discharge and recharge. A lot of times I write because I don't have a lot of people that I can express what I'm feeling to. And once I start to write, I just feel like it's a crazy train bunch of words. But it didn't need to make sense. It just needed expressed. I didn't need to hold on to it. And I didn't really need someone to decipher it. I just needed to express it. A lot of people that are physical empaths need to work out, meditate, or walk, yoga, anything physical to discharge the energy that they're holding in their body. Clearing, crystals, those sorts of things. They'll help. It just is a matter of what helps you. So, I hope this video helps you heal in some way. And if not, I love you anyway. Bye-bye.